Tonight, new battle lines in the fight over abortion rights. Today, the St. Louis Board of Aldermen taking action that will help women access abortions. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brent Solomon. City leaders will use federal COVID funds for an abortion plan just approved today. 5 on your side's Elise Schoenig joins us in studio tonight to break it all down. Elise.
Well, Brent, if we take a look at the fine print of this bill, it states that $1 million would go toward out-of-state travel expenses and $500,000 toward reproductive health care services. Now, while some Missourians are eagerly awaiting this kind of relief, others say it's wasting money better spent elsewhere.
This is an urgent healthcare crisis, and we are stepping up to meet that need now.
8th Ward Alderwoman Annie Rice is a sponsor of Board Bill number 61. She says she's fixed on providing health care to people in the community.
$1 million initially will go towards logistical support for people who are accessing abortion care, which obviously cannot happen in Missouri anymore, but this will be for St. Louis folks who will be having to seek care out of state.
She says this includes things like travel, childcare support, and lodging, because simply going across the river might not be enough anymore.
There are healthcare facilities in Illinois, in southern Illinois, but those have seen such incredible call volumes that we may have to send patients farther.
Rice says the pandemic made access to health care harder for everyone. She says this bill is a leg up on all forms of health care, including reproductive rights.
The other piece is around all-encompassing sort of pregnancy health care.
She says this includes prenatal care, doulas, pregnancy losses, and lactation support. But not everyone is on board with this bill.
I think it's an incredible waste of resources.
State Representative Mary Elizabeth Coleman is a co-sponsor in Missouri's current abortion bill, making abortion illegal. She also proposed a piece of legislation to stop people from traveling across state lines to get an abortion.
The city and the Board of Aldermen are really showing where their priorities are, putting $2 million into a fund that will never have a dime spent out of it.
She says the city has more important issues this money could go toward, like procedures for trash pickup and allocating more resources for police to fight crime. A signature from Mayor Tashara Jones is the next step. Today, she vocalized her support for the legislation, saying in part it will, quote, help make St. Louis a safer, stronger, and fairer city. On the other hand, Attorney General Eric Schmidt's press secretary released this statement, saying in part his office will, quote, take action to stop municipalities from pushing taxpayer-funded abortions.
Now, when the mayor signs the bill, Rice says the next steps include potentially requesting for a proposal process, since they still need to iron out how support groups would receive this money.
All right, Elise, we'll see how it goes. Thanks. Today, the House passing 2 bills aimed at protecting access to abortion. It comes 3 weeks after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The first bill approves access to abortions nationwide at the federal level. The second specifically protects the right to travel to seek an abortion. Both bills are expected to stall in the Senate. Tonight, the ballot is set for the special election for the St. Louis Board of Aldermen president. Alderman Jack Kotar and Alderwoman Megan Green filed to run for the seat left vacant by Lewis Reed. The former president resigned after he and 2 other board members were federally indicted in a pay-to-play scheme. Interim President Joe Vollmer said he did not plan to run for the seat. Absentee voting begins on August 2nd. The election will take place on September 13th. New tonight, a Florissant woman hopes her nonprofit can help dry up a food desert in North St. Louis County. Robert Townsend now with a closer look at the plan.
Everything is so beautiful. I was so excited.
On a hot Friday afternoon, Erica Williams, a few staff members and volunteers,
And they smell amazing.
spent 2 hours at their usual spot in the 4500 block of Hamilton in Pine Lawn.
Every Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
They didn't mind the summer heat because they were busy doing something that warms their hearts, passing out bags of free food to anyone who wanted it.
And times are tough, even for people with jobs and with transportation. And so if there's a way that we can help alleviate some of that burden, we are happy to do so.
The Florissant mom and wife started a nonprofit called A Red Circle.
We call it Good Food Fridays because, like I said, we believe everybody deserves good food.
Thank y'all. I told y'all I'm coming back.
For the past 2 months, the group has devoted their Fridays to giving out fresh produce to people.
This helps me out.
The fruits and vegetables are grown in this Pine Lawn community garden, A red circle is now leading the way to turn this vacant building on Lewis and Clark Boulevard in North County into a brand new community-owned grocery store. Williams says currently the closest supermarket for many Pine Lawn residents is 2 miles away. She grew up in Pine Lawn.
When you have to drive more than 1 mile to get to a grocery store, it creates a challenge. It creates a barrier to you getting the fresh food.
She says a new store would help dry up their so-called food desert. So far, the nonprofit has raised $30,000 towards the $1 million supermarket project. Williams says if all goes according to plan, they hope to buy this 46,000 square foot site later this year. A groundbreaking would happen in 2023. The new supermarket would spring up in 2024.
I like fresh grown vegetables.
Yes.
A small circle determined to make a big difference.
That's like one of the biggest projects I ever heard. I never would have thought nobody would have thought to do something like this for us.
Robert Townsend, 5 Your Side.
Well, tonight the jury was seated in the murder trial for the man accused of killing former St. Louis Police Captain David Dorn. The court chose from 72 potential jurors. Officials were able to narrow it down to the 12 people with 2 alternates. Authorities say 26-year-old Stefan Cannon shot and killed the captain outside of a pawn shop in North St. Louis back in 2020 as he was trying to protect stores from looters. Cannon is on trial for murder. The trial will begin Monday. Tonight, a 22-year-old man is charged with involuntary manslaughter more than 2 weeks after a young boy died from playing with a loaded gun. Now, this happened inside of a home on Olney Drive last month. The St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office says Matthew Watson Cook went to sleep without securing the gun. The 4-year-old found it and accidentally shot himself in the head. Watson Cook is being held on a $100,000 cash bond. Just a few hours ago, a new exhibit opening in Chesterfield to bring awareness to gun violence. The exhibit at Green Trails United Methodist Church is called Student Art and Writing on Gun Violence, Peace, and Hope. It features work by St. Louis City High School students, and it reflects the trauma both students and teachers experience from gun violence and the hope for a more peaceful city.
We have some beautiful expressions for the first time of that trauma that has been a very personal and experience and well-kept secret.
The exhibit is open to the public from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays through July 29th. And starting tomorrow, the new suicide prevention hotline will be available nationwide. All you'll have to do is dial 988. Callers will be able to speak with trained mental health counselors. The current number, 1-800-273-TALK, will also stay in place. Well, tomorrow, the proof of residency requirement at St. Charles City Pools will end. The city's Parks and Rec Department says all guests will be able to enter the Wappelhorst and Blanchette aquatic facilities. Last month, the department announced the residency requirement was due to staffing shortages. Well, tonight, they say they've been able to bring on more staff. But the McNair Aquatic Facility remains closed this year due to a lifeguard shortage. Speaking of lifeguards, we have weather coming up.
We sure do, and we're going to have some storms that'll roll through on Sunday. I'll outline what you can expect for your weekends.
We want to invite you to join our Give 75 campaign by giving to any organization that is making a difference. Donate now through our partnership with the St. Louis Community Foundation. More information can be found at ksdk.com/give75. Every gift makes a difference. Tonight, Schnucks celebrated the success of the Folds of Honor campaign by presenting a check of $850,000 on the field at Busch Stadium. The money raised will go towards scholarships for the spouses and children of veterans killed or injured in the line of duty. KSDK is a proud sponsor of that campaign. All right, take a look at this video. This is of the sunset at Columbia Bottom Conservation Area. Quite beautiful, quite peaceful, quite serene. Tracy, just about everything you can think of on a nice day outside.
It sure is, and always just such a popular spot. Our photographer Bob Hain said it was spectacular out there tonight. A lot of people out taking pictures, doing their annual photo shoots for this time of year out there. So.
But it's hot, and we can't escape that fact.
We certainly cannot. And in a field like that, you're going to get a little bit more sweat off the plants, and it's going to feel even more humid than that. So we certainly are going to have some hot days here. Currently, we are dry, but I do expect just a couple of showers to come into our area. You can see that kind of tracks through glances, staying mostly on the Illinois side of the Mississippi there with just those spotty showers. This continues to track further down into the south, seemingly missing most of the Missouri side, but Missouri, you hang on. We're all going to see something as we get into Sunday. It is a quiet view out there right now. We have calm conditions. It is on the warmer side. It's 10 o'clock at night and it's 87 degrees in St. Louis. It's 82 in Warrenton, 81 in Alton, and 79 in Farmington. For tonight, mostly clear, 77 degrees, light winds. Our sunset was at just about 8:30. Tomorrow in St. Louis, we're giving it up all the way up to 98 degrees. It is going to be a hot one. Good mix of sun and clouds outside. We will have the chance for just a few little spotty showers here and there. So if the clouds start to look a little dark and ominous, just take note. It's certainly a possibility for tomorrow. Now let's go ahead and track out the storms that are coming into play for Sunday. 8 a.m. we start off with widespread showers and storms. This continues through 10 a.m. and then we'll have those 12 o'clock just regular old rainfall, and then a more defined front comes through around 5 o'clock. That then continues to track out of the way by about 8 o'clock. When that front comes through, some good news is we are going to cool down by almost a little more than 10 degrees actually. We go from 99 Saturday down to 82 on Sunday. Then we're back up to 93 on Monday. And yes, if you don't like hot weather, well, brace yourselves. That is the trend. We stay in the upper 90s starting on Tuesday. It looks like that's a trend that's going to hold all the way through Monday. Early morning and overnight temperatures are going to go right along with it. We're going to be very warm. We really only have 2 nights you can open up those windows and let in that cool, fresh air. That would be Sunday nights and Monday night. And then the rest of it will be close to 80, barely down into the low 70s. So Brent, I know you like that hot weather. It's a hot forecast for you.
Where's this coming from? Everyone says, Brent, you love the hot weather.
I made it out all the way over the desk. I didn't realize it was a double month. See?
No worries. There she is, right there. Yeah. Tracy, thank you for that.
All right.
All right, well, that's it for 5 on your side at 10, but Ahmad and Hannah are standing by with 5 on your side. Look at her, she came back. 5 on your sideline is coming up next.